All right, good morning. Day 3 of my Cape to Cape walk. I'm up at the Boranup Forest. Rained a little bit last night. Not too much, but just enough to make everything kind of damp and dirty with the dust, the red dust. Anyway, that's all good. I'm heading to Prevelly today to the Caravan Park. It's about, I don't know, 25 k's, I guess. So it's a solid enough day. I have got a long beach. I think it might be Redgate. So that'll be a joy, no doubt. I think I'll hit it reasonably low tide though, so that's all I can really do to make it a little bit better. All going well. On my right knee, I sound like a whinger, but on all these walks, because I seem to be picking up a few injuries, but my right knee, I impaled my knee with a bit of wood when I was over at Fitzgerald River a week ago. I tried to dig the wood out, but I suspect there's some still in my kneecap. Anyway, it hasn't really been giving me too much trouble, but now it's starting to ache a little bit, so I'm getting a little bit nervous about that. It's not causing me any trouble walking, but I'm a little bit worried about infection, so I'll just keep a close eye on that. Good news is I could probably have a shower tonight. Bad news is I haven't got a towel, so I'm going to use the trucks to dry myself, but at least I can kind of wash the grime off. The other thing is, it's not an open wound. If it was an open wound now, I could probably soak it in the salt water, but the kind of, I don't know, it's closed up, so whether there's a bit of wood inside or something, I don't know. Anyway, waffling on. We'll stagger on towards Cape Naturalist. Yeah, I'll spin the camera out when there's something a little bit better than my face to look at, eh? So the Boranup Forest is a little bit unusual. It's one of the few kind of places that Cape to Cape goes through some tall timber. When I first looked at it on the map years ago, I thought that looks pretty boring. But it was actually one of my favourite bits of the walk. I suppose because it's so different to the rest of the walk. Because yeah, I remember doing the bib and kind of looking forward to getting out of the green tunnel. But then I suppose that's because the bib was like that for the first, I don't know, 600 k's. The bird life in this place is phenomenal. Camping in it last night, just the amount of birds this morning are amazing. That's the colour. I'm more of a landscape kind of guy. The colour is amazing through here. So I'm climbing out of the Point Road campsite, which is just down that valley, up to Contos. I'm going to refill my water, have some brekkie up at Contos. I like that Point Road campsite. It's more kind of quiet than Contos normally, although being a long weekend in the school holidays, it was chockers this morning, so I couldn't really film, which is why I didn't go there last night. But yeah, if you're coming through, it's not school holidays, it's an option if you don't want to stay at Contos. Contos has got more kind of picnic tables and toilets and tanks. I don't know that Point Road's got water. It never used to, but I've read online that they've glamped it up a bit. But I didn't go poking around all the campers this morning to have a look. So yeah, maybe check that one out for yourself. If it's got water, it's a good option, I reckon. All right, Got to get up this climb and it's brekkie time. So this is Contos campground. It's pretty huge. This is just one part of it. So there's a tap down there. That's a toilet, obviously. People camped everywhere. There's a little table near this toilet block here. Interestingly, there's no toilets unless you walk up to no bin unless you walk to reception, which is a fair walk away. So I'm not going to go up there. So I'll carry my rubbish over to up to Prevelly, I guess. All right, I'm going to start walking. I've just had some brekkie. Okay, I've hit the coast again. And what a coast. So this is just down from Contos. So I'm dropping down to a place called, I think it's Bob's Grotto now, which is a little cave under the cliffs. So for the most part I've been missing these storms or these showers. Had a few spots every now and then, but nothing too drastic. It's meant to be off and on today. I think it's more off than on. And then tonight it's meant to get a little bit worse tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon it's meant to be not too bad again. So I'm thinking I've only got about 12 k's to go tomorrow to get into Allensbrook. So I'll probably, I'm thinking I'll have a late start in the morning, go for brekkie, and hopefully by the time I leave, the showers will have mostly gone through. And also it's low tide around early afternoon, so it gets me across Margaret River around lunchtime at a fairly low tide, I guess. That's my cunning plan for tomorrow, but we're jumping into the future a bit there. So that's Bob's Hollow. You can see some rock climbers down there. It looks like the track's closed off. So I'm not sure whether I'll go in there or not. So this is actually, I think this is Bob's Hollow. Yeah, looks like some climbers have moved in. They've got their shit trying to dry. So I've just reached another iconic bit of the track that I remember as this chain. Haul myself up through the cliff line. I love these gnarly tea trees. Just heading towards the Red Gate. This is where the Margaret River Surf School comes, apparently. Just that weather looks a bit ordinary. That's where I'm heading. So that is my immediate future. Got a couple hours of misery now, I think. There's a little bit of rain around too. Still. I think I probably said that before, but well, that's my beach walking done for the day. I'll follow this kind of river upstream now through the dunes, and then I've got a decent climb. Gee, if it was a little bit warmer, I'll be in there. Fresh water would be nice. This pad, I've walked the creek before. In summer when it dries up, it's easy to walk down the creek. I've never walked this side bit. Now I know why. Across this bridge, and then I start the big climb up the 300 odd steps or something, reputedly there is. Geez, a lot of, I think these are arum lilies or something. They're a bit of a pest in this part of WA from what I've heard. There's a little bit of water coming down. There's a stuff campsite on this side too. Oh, and there's a chair. That'll do me. Time to empty the sand out of my shoe. Or shoes. Before I start climbing. Up there. It's going to be tough. Okay, I'm into the climb. So this is another spot that everyone talks about on the track. I think they say there's 300 steps, or 300 and something. There's certainly a lot. Although, I'm glad there are steps. Because if it was soft sand, it'd be even harder, I'm thinking. Excuse the heavy breathing. Progress is being made. Okay, I'm just wandering through the hills behind Prevelly now. This is a really strange section of the Cape to Cape, I reckon. There's not much in it. I think it's just really to get you around Prevelly rather than walk through the streets of town. It kind of seems to just follow these old four-wheel drive tracks around the hills. So there's not a lot in the way of views or anything. But anyway, here's what it is. You can't have everything great. Does make for pretty easy walking too. All right, I will catch you when there's something to see, I suppose. Could be when I roll down into the town. So thankfully, both times I've walked this bit of the track, it's been cool. When I came through here southbound in summer, I actually had a cool change come through. The night I was down at Prevelly, so I had a little bit of rain, which took the edge off the heat and the soft sand a little bit. So I think I've been lucky, because this would be a nightmare on a hot day when the sand is really soft, I reckon. Okay, I can hear the surf again. It's been a little while. So I think I've mentioned it, Prevelly is like a suburb of, well, it's not really, but it's the kind of outer area of Margaret River. So I'm in some fairly well known and famous surfing kind of areas of Western Australia down here. So that is Margaret River. I'll cross that tomorrow. But anyway, that's the problem for another day. Let's find this caravan park. Alright, I'm leaving the Cape to Cape here and following this shared path down to the caravan park. Just got a little bit of light rain coming in now. Okay, this is the setup down at Prevelly. My little tent's over there. This is the caravan park. There's a general store here that's really good, bakery. And then next door there's a like a cafe that's really good too, which is where I'm heading now for pizza. So yeah, day's finished quite comfortably for me. Might spin the camera around and sign off. Alright, day 3 of my Cape to Cape Cape to Cape walk. I walked from Boranup Forest kind of stealth camp last night to the Prevally Caravan Park down there. I think it's about 24, 25 k's, about 500 metres climbing. It'll be in the slide. It's a good day. That beach at Redgate, I don't know if it's actually Redgate Beach or I don't know which side of the headland is Redgate Beach, but they'll call it Redgate. It's soft. It's a slog. And I've only done it, I've done it twice now. It's been a slog every time. And then you've got the bit up above the back of Prevelly, which is a bit of a slog too. So yeah, but the bit around Boranup, around Contos there, that's pretty amazing. The views down over the coast there, highly recommend that. It's world class. Today was a good day. Had a shower, kind of washed some clothes, and now I'm heading to that cafe behind me for a pizza. So I'll catch you in the morning. Yeah, life's tough on the Cape to Cape.